Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Erin.
And I'm Andrew. Welcome to a new episode of Sneak Peek. Welcome to March, and welcome to the depression of having no more episodes of Euphoria.
I know. I can't believe we have to wait until 2024 for our next Euphoria Day. Good thing we have Mason, Simi, and Kate here to talk about their opinions on the Season 2 finale later this episode.
That's right. That, along with the SAG Awards recap from Ryan, Texas Union Film Festival interviews from Sydney, and the Batman review from Claire, all makes for an exciting episode tonight that you won't want to miss.
Stay tuned. Hey Andrew, there was some pretty disappointing news about the Oscars a couple days ago.
I heard, Aaron. The Academy has apparently decided to cut 8 of its categories from its live show and announce those categories winners before the show begins.
The 8 categories being cut including documentary, film editing, makeup and hairstyling, production design, animated short film, live action short film, sound, and even original score.
I'm very surprised and disheartened to hear that even Best Original Score has been cut from the live show. The Academy has already received much backlash over multiple things this year, but this might have been the last straw for many.
Yep, and speaking of Oscar categories, the Academy has announced the leaderboard for its fan favorite social media category.
The films that top the leaderboard include actual Oscar nominees such as Dune, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Power of the Dog, and Tick, Tick, Boom, as well as popular films from 2021, such as James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, Minamata, Sing 2, James Wan's Malignant, Cinderella starring Camila Cabello, and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
I gotta say, I was not expecting some actual nominees to show up on there, but for that category, it's anyone's game.
Alright, that's enough about the Oscars. Let's get to some real news. A couple of days ago, it was announced that Disney Plus's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series will finally begin filming on June 1st this summer.
While none of the cast has been announced, Rick Riordan has taken to social media to assure us that they have looked at many potential candidates to portray Percy Jackson and Grover Underwood, and that they are coming close to making a final decision.
I'm so excited for this series, and I cannot wait to see who they cast as the gods and goddesses of Olympus.
Me neither, but in the meantime, let's check in with Ryan to see how the SAG Awards went. Ryan?
What's up, Sneak Peekers? My name is Ryan Schwinn. The race to the Oscars continues to heat up, and this past Sunday is one of the most important precursor events, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. The acting branch is the largest branch of voters in the Academy, so the SAG Awards can be very illuminating. So let's see what Sunday's results can tell us about the Oscar races. Starting off, Will Smith won the Best Actor award for his performance in King Richard. Smith seems to be one of the most solidified frontrunners in this year's races, and the win on Sunday only furthered his position. His wonderful speech highlighted the importance of this award to him, especially given that he was sitting next to Venus Williams. Seeing as the SAG nominees were identical to the Oscar nominees, I'd argue that Smith seems to be a lock at this point. His only real competition now could come from Benedict Cumberbatch, who could swoop in at the last second off the success of The Power of the Dog in other categories, like Frances McDormand did last year in the Best Actress category with Nomadland. Speaking of the Best Actress race, which is probably the most difficult to predict this year, Jessica Chastain took home the Best Actress award for her performance in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. The Best Actress race is all over the place, and Chastain's win here could mark a turning point. The SAG nominations included Olivia Colman and Nicole Kidman, who were nominated for Oscars as well, and Lady Gaga and Jennifer Hudson, who weren't nominated in favor of Kristen Stewart and Penelope Cruz. I gotta admit, part of me wanted Lady Gaga to win just to make this race even more confusing and difficult to predict. But joking aside, Chastain's victory over Nicole Kidman's take on Lucille Ball is interesting. Many thought that Kidman could be a front-runner after her win at the Golden Globes. That just goes to show that this race is still up in the air, but Chastain's win here is paramount for her campaign. In the supporting roles, Ariana DeBose took home the Supporting Actress Award for her brilliant turn as Anita in West Side Story. DeBose has been winning precursor after precursor and, like Will Smith, seems like a lock. Her real competition here is Kirsten Dunst in The Power of the Dog. None of the rest of the SAG nominees carry over to the Oscars. I personally prefer DeBose's performance, but I wouldn't count out Dunst, a veteran actress surprisingly only on her first Oscar nomination. Like Cumberbatch, there's a possibility that she could ride the Power of the Dog's success to a win herself. Nothing is ever a lock in the Oscar race. Case in point, the supporting actor category. For almost the entirety of awards season, Kodi Smit-McPhee has been winning for his performance in The Power of the Dog, but in an upset, Troy Kotsur won for his role in Coda. Kotsur became the first deaf actor to win a SAG Award and gave an incredibly funny and heartfelt speech, one that perfectly matched and resonated with the tone of the film he's presenting. Kotsur and Smit-McPhee will continue to battle this category out in the coming weeks, but Coda's wins didn't stop there. In the Ensemble Award, which awards a whole cast, Coda beat out the star-studded likes of Don't Look Up, House of Gucci, Belfast, and King Richard. Coda, which premiered over a year ago at 2021's Sundance Film Festival, has continued to resonate deeply with audiences and has had an incredible staying power in the Oscar race. Coda's win here definitely caused some risks in the Best Picture race, although I'm not sure it's enough to overtake The Power of the Dog. As I've been saying, nothing is ever a lock in the Oscar races. There are also a few notable or surprising wins in the television categories. While Succession won the drama ensemble for its incredible cast, in the individual drama actor and actress categories, Succession was beat out by Lee Jung-jae and Jung Ho-yeon for their work in Squid Game. They both seem incredibly shocked by these wins, but their speeches were so wonderful, and these wins are a testament to the show's widespread appeal in audiences and in the industry. This also continues an incredible streak for Korean actors at the SAG Awards, following Minari's Yeon Ye-jung last year and Parasite's ensemble win the year before. It's great seeing international work recognized, and these wins cemented Squid Game's place in the television awards race. The last win I'll mention is the limited series actor win. Michael Keaton, having won 3 SAG awards for Ensemble for Birdman, Spotlight, and The Trial of the Chicago 7, finally won his first solo award for his work on Hulu's Dopesick. He did an incredible little roll onto the stage. It was awesome, like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Anyways, what did you think of the winners, and what were your favorite moments from this year's SAG Awards? Let us know on social media at Sneak Peek TV. That's all from me, and now back to the hosts.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hey Aaron, are you excited to see The Batman with Robert Pattinson?
I'm excited to see anything Robert Pattinson is in, but I'm super eager to see how he plays the coveted role of Batman.
Same. The movie comes out this Friday, March 4th, but luckily our very own Claire got to catch an early screening and is here with us today to share her thoughts.
Take it away, Claire.
Hey sneak peekers! Ask a majority of audiences who their favorite Batman is and you'll hear the same response across the board: Christian Bale. This interpretation sadly saw its end in 2012, and the beloved character then came back to fruition in 2017 through Ben Affleck, whose execution was highly debated by critics and fans alike. Fast forward to nearly 5 years to today, where yearning audiences are about to be introduced to the newest Batman, Robert Pattinson, a respectable actor with plenty of great roles under his belt, but also notorious for his portrayal of Edward Cullen in the Twilight franchise. Many can't help but ask, is Edward from Twilight really going to be a great Batman? Surely these two characters land on opposite ends of the spectrum, but that's the mark of a great actor, and I'm here to assure you that the answer is yes. After this early screening of Matt Reeves' The Batman, Pattinson's Batman may arguably take the crown as the newest fan favorite. The Batman presents audiences with a newer perspective of the classic hero. From a deeper dive into the backstory of the Wayne family, to a more intimate on-screen portrayal of Bruce's relationships with both Gordon, portrayed by Jeffrey Wright, and Alfred, portrayed by Andy Serkis, we see a more vulnerable, quiet, and passionate Batman, a much deeper character development than I had seen in past interpretations. Pattinson's Batman by day is much more reclusive than the typical Bruce Wayne audiences are familiar with, though by night he storms the streets taking vengeance on criminals in hopes of terminating the waves of violence on the very streets in Gotham that caused his family's tragic demise. When the Riddler suddenly emerges after a scandalous murder, Batman is tasked with defeating the villain before his string of murders result in absolute chaos for the city of Gotham. As Batman solves these intertwining clues and puzzles left by the Riddler, we meet several other characters along the way who either assist or add a layer of complexity to these crimes, including Selina Kyle, famously known as Catwoman and portrayed by Zoe Kravitz, the Penguin, a hardly recognizable Colin Farrell, and mobster Carmine Falcone, portrayed by John Turturro. As somebody who has only been familiar with Batman films which centered on the Joker as the main antagonist, I was especially swept away by Paul Dano's performance as the Riddler. While there were plenty of action scenes dispersed throughout the film, the main focus on the Riddler's enigmatic pursuits give Matt Reeves' interpretation a film noir feel, interestingly transforming Batman from a comic book hero to a gritty detective. Ultimately, Reeves remains consistent in providing elements of suspense, terror, and surprise as we follow Batman on his vengeful chase of the Riddler. Pattinson perfectly embodies the combination of angst, tenacity, and perplexity that truly makes this film a standout in the Batman franchises, and it will definitely be one that you'll be on the edge of your seat for throughout its entirety. Admittedly, it took me a good part of the first half of the film to appreciate this grimmer Bruce Wayne, and some portions of the film I couldn't take as seriously as others, from cheesy line deliveries to a questionable winged Batman suit used in a particular action sequence. The near 3-hour runtime wasn't unbearable for me, but I can understand why some viewers may appreciate a cutback of certain scenes to achieve a slightly shorter viewing experience. So I wouldn't rate this film a perfect 5 out of 5 stars, but it's definitely deserving of a 4.5 out of 5 star rating. Overall, Batman fanatics and casual viewers alike will appreciate this darker interpretation of the familiar hero and eagerly anticipate the next chapter. I know I for sure am. That's it for me for now, but make sure to catch The Batman as soon as it releases on March 4th, exclusively in theaters. Back to the hosts.
Thanks, Claire.
And transitioning from Gotham all the way to the UT Union Building, here's Sydney interviewing some student filmmakers from the annual Texas Union Film Festival.
Let's hear it, Sydney.
Hey Sneak Peekers, it's Sydney Kerr here, and I'm reporting live at the annual Texas Union Film Festival. Tonight, I've talked with several of the student filmmakers showcasing their work. Where did the inspiration for such a story come from?
The story is kind of just random. We wanted just a fun film that people would enjoy.
Well, I'm probably not going to make people cry. I'm probably not going to make people laugh, but I think I can discuss them. So that's the route I took.
I went to go visit my grandma in like one of the worst places on earth, Gig Harbor, Washington, just super creepy. And she's in this nursing home, and she's like, they're abusing me. They weren't. She's fine. And she's just like so mean and terrible to everyone in her life. And I was like, that would make a really good horror film.
So it's based off of like one of the coolest games that I've played in the past couple of years, and that's called The Last of Us Part 2. And so I wanted to see like what it would be like if I was kind of like in the world of the game.
Alrighty, and obviously it's a student film, so what were some of the challenges that you faced as a student filmmaker on set?
I would say that the biggest challenge was kind of having to wear all the hats because of COVID. I couldn't really have a set. I did all the audio, I was the director of photography, I directed, I edited.
It was literally me and my actor on set. We didn't have any crew, so I was doing anything on the technical side. He was acting, he was sculpting the various special effects that we had that I can't disclose how we did.
No, like it was so hard to find older women to cast. When I reached out to we're shooting in Wimberley, Texas, about an hour out, and I reached out to a Wimberley community post. I was like, hey, we need elderly actresses. I said age 60 to 70 or 50 to 60 or something like that, and they were very offended. I called 6-year-old woman elderly.
Definitely not having like all the resources of a professional film. I did like most of the jobs by myself. I was the writer, director, producer, lead actor, and even for special effects, I had to learn how to do special effects makeup because there's a lot of gore in it. So.
Alrighty, and how does it feel to have your film showcased at Texas Union Film Festival?
It's really good. I did this last year, but it was all online, and it feels good to have a crowd.
It's exciting. It's a little nervous, a little nerve-wracking, but it's exciting.
Because of COVID, this is the first film festival in person that I've been able to go to. And doing the panel was so cool. Just hearing the audience reaction, whether it was good, whether it was bad, it was just cool to get live feedback.
It's super cool to see a big crowd watch your art and others' art too. And it was just super validating to see that people appreciated what we had to make.
It was crazy. Not just seeing your work and myself on the big screen is crazy in itself, but then having people react to it and hearing, everyone else watching it, it was nerve-wracking but also really exciting, especially when you got to the crazy twists and all the weird parts. It was cool to walk around or look around and be oh, what face are they making and what are they saying about it? It was really fun. It was really cool.
Alrighty, and the last question, what was your favorite part in making this piece?
Honestly, just working with Evan. I'd say that was definitely my favorite part, really getting to know him and really kind of making such a really enjoyable and really cool piece of art.
I love working with a ton of creative people, so when it's not just me,
and it's inspired by so many people, it just makes the process so much better. And that's why I do film, is for working with all those creative people.
Again, we like had our goal in mind that we didn't want to have as many dudes as possible. We were just like, we want, like, most of the time if you ever go on a dude dominated set, like, it's very uncomfortable. A lot of times you don't get your voice heard as much often. The set was very safe, very collaborative. Everyone had a really great time. Everyone felt comfortable. I really loved it.
Favorite part about making this, I think it was just really fun acting, actually, and like just playing the character, and I'm like fighting monsters, and the locations were really cool. They were just like random places near my house. There's a lot of greenery, like a little sewer, and like seeing the script come to life when we were on set.
Thank you, Sydney.
Andrew, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't holding back tears in the Euphoria Season 2 finale.
Really? I think I was more mad than I was sad, but I know the episode elicited a lot of different emotions from audiences everywhere.
Definitely. And we have 3 huge fans of the show here with us tonight to explain how they felt about the finale, the season in general, and all the memes that came with it.
Mason, Simi, and Kate, the floor is yours.
Hey, sneak peekers. I'm Mason.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Simi.
And we are super excited to talk about all things Euphoria for you. So, kind of jumping right into it, I would love to hear what y'all have to say about some of the best moments from season 2.
Mason, can I just say I love the Euphoria-inspired makeup look you got going on today. It's giving very much Jules from the first episode.
Thank you.
So good.
No, I appreciate it.
Oh, little spotlight moment.
You're serving the look. I didn't get the memo.
No.
Yeah.
But their style is amazing, but that's a whole nother note.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No, we can get into it. There were definitely some big style moments throughout this season. I know the entire sequence of Cassie going through her different personalities, let's say. Any thoughts on that from y'all?
Okay, go ahead.
There's so much we have to say. So, I loved it. I mean, I think it really showed like where her head was at, like in each scene, and the makeup and the outfit, like everything had a purpose, and it was so detailed. Yeah, I loved it.
I really liked the huge build up. I forget what episode it was, maybe like the 3rd episode, where like they're talking about Oklahoma, and then like Cassie just like freaks out at the end. Like that was just such a good performance from Sydney Sweeney. Oh my gosh, can we just talk about Sydney Sweeney's acting this entire season?
It was phenomenal.
Oh
that was actually one of my best moments. Like in that bathroom, all of them just kind of going back and forth. All the girls were talking really fast, and like it showed their like friendship kind of in their banter, but also just like how crazy, Cassie's emotions were at the time. And that was a good moment. I also loved when Maddie finally slapped Cassie.
In the finale? Oh gosh, I've been waiting for that one all season. Like I was sad that I didn't get more of it, because it almost felt like a Tom and Jerry scene when like Maddie was chasing Cassie and she only got to slap her like one time. Like I was waiting for her to beat her up, like for real.
They cut away too soon, but I did really appreciate that they stayed on the scene of Nate Jacobs getting destroyed by Fezco.
Oh yeah.
I appreciated that a lot.
That was a great moment.
Really
Fezco just killed me this entire season. Like I just love him so much. His content with Lexi.
Yes.
Lexi content, and then that scene at the beginning where he beat up Nate. Just perfection.
Yeah.
Ooh. And we can't forget that part where they start singing Stand By Me.
Oh, that was so cute.
So cute. I love how you can see their relationship flourish this season. So,
I really appreciate how like the writers took time to develop Lexi a little bit more, because like I didn't like how in season 1 they kind of just like typecasted her as like the boring one that doesn't really do much. Like they show that there's just so much more to Lexi than we knew.
The layers.
Totally.
Definitely.
Exactly.
No, definitely a lot of highs and lows throughout this season, but I think there were also some really funny moments. Definitely a lot of memes that I've been seeing.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
What are y'all's favorites?
Do you want to go first?
Okay, so I think the meme that perfectly captures the entire feeling of this entire season would have to be the Euphoria Civil War meme.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It
my gosh.
it just has all like the good people on one side and like all the problematic people on the other side, and it was absolutely perfect. And the whole like Cassie versus Maddie showdown. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So creative.
Sure. That was a great one. I loved because they always have Gia crying and literally all the episodes she's in, there's a meme of her with a laughing face while like her eyes were obviously teary and she was in such a frightened scene, and so it just looks like it looks out of place but also kind of not. Like,
Yeah.
It's just I know. It looks really real. It's funny.
No, definitely some epic Photoshop work going on there.
Oh yeah.
No, I'd have to say my favorite meme is from very early on in the season, but it's Maddie banging on the bathroom door at the New Year's party.
Oh, yes.
Just something about it. I don't know. She was just so excited to pound on that door. Perfect form. Something about it. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Gosh, people got so creative with it. I think I saw somebody like use her form as like to make the pie symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how did you guys do that?
No, yeah, for sure.
That was, oh my gosh, that scene was just iconic.
Yeah.
So good.
As is she as a character. But yeah, I think those are great memes. I think the finale was interesting in and of itself. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. I know that while the finale did cover a lot of things, it also left a ton out. Just because so much has been happening this season. So what are some things that y'all wish had been in there?
For me, I wish that they would have explored more of the plot hole with Lori, because, okay, Rue literally owes that woman 10K. Like, 10K is a lot of money. And she said that, like, Rue, if you screw me over, I'm gonna sell you. So I don't know, like,
there's no way she forgot about it.
How did she just, like, let that pass? Like, that's just such a huge plot hole, and I really wish like they would have explored it more, but I hope that they talk about that more in season 3.
Lori's totally plotting. I know it, and I wish we just got like a seed in the finale about that. Just kind of set the stage for how that's gonna go down. But it's all up in the air. So it's another thing. Like there was no McKay, which I mean, they kind of just disappeared the whole season. Not that I really care that much, but I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And then Elliot's song, I think that was just a letdown in general.
So much time on that song.
So much time.
Yeah.
When they could have been unraveling more of the other storylines.
4 minutes for what though? I just don't understand. Like they could have explored so much. Like I could have seen more of Maddie beating up Cassie, but no, I had to listen to the song for 4 minutes, and then he said he wasn't done with it.
Yeah.
Like how long do you want it to be, my guy?
And it was hard to empathize in that moment too, because we know his backstory with Rue and with Jules and how Rue doesn't know about it. And so that whole like dynamic is weird because you're just like, he's such a mystery of a character right now. And I don't know. It brings me to wonder like what they're gonna do with him in season 3.
For sure, because we got Rue's apology and kind of interactions with Jules and Elliot, but still a lot going on there for what's coming next. But season 3 is greenlit officially, so maybe some of our questions will get answered. What are y'all thinking? If we could have a rapid fire, one thing you really want to see in season 3?
That's a really good question.
I want Sam Levinson to give more lines to Kat. She was done so dirty this season.
For sure.
So dirty.
Yeah.
I think Rue's going to continue struggling with drug addiction. I think she stays sober until graduation and then relapses, something happens. I hope her and Jules like reconcile, and I don't know, and I hope everything's fine with Fez. But I think I'm pretty sure that she's probably gonna continue to struggle with this issue that the show revolves around.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get some sort of Fezco hospital or jail scene. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out, especially Rue and Lexi hopefully getting to see Fezco again in season 3.
I don't even know if Fezco's alive though.
I know. I hate to think about it.
I can't think about that. I'm gonna be too sad. I hope everything ends up okay with that. And I mean, the whole shootout in the finale was shocking. And
oh my gosh.
So sad.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Well, I think all things considered, we're just. I'm so glad I got a chance to talk with y'all about this.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure that we're going to be ending it for tonight. So Thank you, sneak peekers. Make sure to comment your favorite thoughts on Euphoria on our Twitter and Instagram at Sneak Peek TV.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sneak peekers.
Bye.